Hi, I'm Jamie Elmer. Thanks for joining me. I've been teaching yoga, Pilates, and movement therapy for nearly 20 years. My company is Movement Therapy Company, and I work with people one-on-one online with helping them with aches, pains, injuries, posture, and balance issues. I also have a streaming video membership site that you can subscribe to through my website. Today's practice is going to be focused on relieving stress and anxiety. Now, I'm a firm believer that it does take a village. We need different breathing and movement practices. We need different forms of exercise, diet, and different kinds of therapeutic practices to keep us whole and well balanced. So today's video is really just a short practice with a couple of breathing techniques and a few movements that I'd like you to try out. Now, I'd encourage you to see how you feel after doing this video. And then if you are someone that deals with a particularly large amount of stress or anxiety, know that there are other helpful forms of movement, breath work, and therapeutics out there. Also, if this video works for you and you enjoy this practice, I would recommend doing it a few times a week. Maybe do these moving and breathing practices before you start to feel super stressed and super anxious. So the only thing that you need is just a little bit of space, as we have here, and a chair would be helpful. I'm going to show some things that you can do either seated or standing, depending on what you're comfortable with, and then just comfortable clothes. You don't need anything else other than that. You don't even have to be barefoot. You could be in your socks or shoes. So we're going to get started. I'm going to do the first part of this seated, and then I'm going to switch to standing. Your choice. Just be comfortable, okay? So first, sit your spine tall or stand your spine tall, and then bring one hand to your heart, the palm of your hand to the center of your chest, and the other hand, the palm to your lower abdomen. Now, you can have your eyes open or closed, whatever is most comfortable for you, do that. And as you settle in here, try to relax your shoulders. Relax the muscles of your face. And first, simply notice where your mind is at. Notice what you're thinking about. The first step in becoming more calm, the first step in dealing with our anxiety or stress, is to really notice what's going on in our brain, what's going on in your head. Without any judgment, simply notice. So now you've brought your attention inside of your body, inside of your mind. And now the next step is to simply notice your breath. You may notice as you breathe that there's a little bit of movement under your hands as your chest and your stomach lifts and rises. That happens naturally day in, day out. Notice as you exhale that your chest and your stomach draw in a little bit. And just for a couple more moments here, notice the movement of your breath. Notice if you feel your breath perhaps into your side ribs, into your back ribs. And simply by bringing your attention to your breath, most of us actually start to breathe easier, longer, smoother breaths, just by bringing our attention to it. Now switch hands, so bring the other hand to your heart, other hand to the lower abdomen. Continue to notice the movement of your breath. Notice if you feel your lungs stretching a little bit, the belly expanding, your side ribs expanding. Notice if you're breathing through your nose or through your mouth. You may be breathing through a little bit of both. And again, there's no right or wrong here. It's just a practice of simply noticing. And then notice here if there's an actual temperature to your breath. Can you feel that there's a cooling as you inhale? And perhaps the air, the breath feels a little warmer as you exhale. And now just for a couple more moments here, place your hands wherever it's most comfortable, in your arms and your shoulders. And actively now begin to stretch your breath. So you're trying to inhale just a moment or two longer than you do naturally, and exhale a moment or two longer than you do naturally. And as you do that, the chest, the belly, the side ribs will have to expand a little bit more as you inhale. And the whole torso will deflate a little bit as you exhale. And take 3 more breaths here. Again, without any strain, just simply try to stretch your inhale for another count or 2. And make your exhales last. So we're trying to make a smooth, even breath without any stops or starts. You don't have to hold your breath. Just let it be fluid and continuous. One more time, inhaling. Try for the count of 3, 4, maybe 5. And then exhale slowly to the count of 3, 4, or 5. And then if your eyes are closed, just gently blink them open. Through your nose, take a longer inhale. Think of filling up everywhere you can. And this time open your mouth and exhale it out. Okay, so for this next part, we're going to take it a little bit more into movement. So first, we on purpose just noticed what's going on in our mind. What are we thinking about? That brought us into our body, into feeling what's here in the moment. And then we noticed our breath, and then we gently stretched our breath in and out and breathed a little bit more on purpose. Now we're going to link that with some movement. So coordinating the movement and breath, that is another layer or level that enables us to be in the moment, in the present moment, which helps us to reduce stress and anxiety. So again, you can either do this seated or you can do it standing. I'm going to switch to standing now. So I'm going to come into what's called a little horse stance. And in horse stance, you want your feet a little bit wider than the width of your pelvis. And just place your feet so that they're comfortable. They may be a little turned out, maybe straight forward. Bend your knees here so that your legs are getting a little grounded. Your legs start to work a little bit. Bring your palms together and either breathing through your nose or through your mouth. You're going to inhale, arms open. And with your exhale, bring your palms together in front of your heart. Now, you may notice as I breathe here that I'm making a little bit more of the sound of the ocean in the back of my throat, or some people describe it as sound, the wind passing through trees on a windy day. And that's the sound of what's called ocean breathing. So that sound is created in the back of my throat with a little restriction on the inhale and on the exhale. Now we'll do this 3 more times. Keep the bend in your knees. As you inhale, palms turn up like you're offering a little gift. Wait for your exhale and then bring the palms together. Now 2 more times, move at your own pace. So you may need to move a little faster than I do. You may need to move a little bit slower than I do if that's comfortable. You don't have to match me exactly. Okay, 1 more. Inhale. And then slowly exhale all the way to empty. Now press into your heels, straighten your legs. You might want to shake out your feet, your hands, your arms a little bit. And we'll do 1 more breathing practice standing. Again, you can breathe through your nose, mouth, little combination of the two. Whatever's most comfortable for you today. Take the feet wide. Now I'm gonna mirror you. So I'm gonna bring my right hand, but you're gonna bring your left hand to your hip here. On an inhale, linking movement and breath, you're gonna sweep your right arm out to the side and up. So you're getting a side bend, opening up your side waist. And with your exhale, come back to center. Changing sides, inhale your left arm out and up. And exhale, center. Now, just like you did in the beginning, try to keep your breath fluid. So you're not holding it at the top, you're not holding it at the bottom, but it is fluid and continuous without any stops or starts. And the key here is to link your movement and your breath. A couple more to each side. You're gonna inhale, then the movement starts. And then you'll exhale, and then the movement starts. And the more we can open our side waist, the easier it is to breathe. And breathing helps calm our mind, keep us focused, calms the nervous system. We'll do one more to each side. Again, going at your own pace, do try to keep your knees bent if you're standing here. And just get a little heat, a little grounding happening through your legs. Last one. And then from here, press into your heels, straighten your knees, shake your hands out. Now, we're gonna move just a little bit faster, doing some arm movements here, and then actually incorporating a little bit of a calf stretch and a hip flexor stretch. So again, there's certain areas of the body that when they stretch, enable us to breathe easier. When we can breathe easier more of the time, it helps keep us calm more of the time, okay? So that's why we're focusing on certain muscle groups too. So for right now, you're just gonna start with moving your arms. I'm gonna turn sideways, and you're just gonna start to move your arms like this. Now, keep breathing. There's not a specific movement and breath with this. Just keep your breath fluid and let your arms swing, so there's very little effort in this movement. And as you do this, also, you're gonna let your chest turn. So the more you can get some rotation in your spine, more you can twist in your spine, the easier it is to breathe. So do this a couple more times. And then we're gonna add the leg and foot movement, get a little calf stretch, and hold it for a couple of breaths on each side. So I'm gonna reach my left arm forward enough and take your left foot back. So same arm, same leg. You bend forward into your front knee, lift your chest a little here, and if it feels good in your neck, go ahead and look up at that hand. Notice if you get some stretch through your sideways, through your stomach, maybe down through that back heel would be ideal. Take another inhale. And as you exhale, look forward and just step that foot forward and we'll change sides. So same arm, same leg. Now my right arm is up, my right foot is back. You're gonna bend forward into your front knee. You wanna really feel grounded through your back heel. Maybe look up at your top fingertips and just get a little more length out of your side waist, length through your chest, your stomach. Take 2 more breaths here. And then at the bottom of a slow exhale, you're gonna step that foot forward and we'll change sides just one more time. Okay, so back to the first side, left arm up, left foot back. Take a breath. As you bend forward into your front knee, really press down into both feet. At the end of a long exhale, step it forward. And one more time, we'll change sides. Right arm up, right leg back. Fill your chest with breath. And at the bottom of a slow exhale, you're gonna step forward. Now, before we come into one more movement, this time actually using the back of a chair, you can also use a countertop or a desk. If you don't have a chair nearby, that's gonna work just fine too. First, start to shake one hand out, and then the other hand, and then shake both. If you wanna get really wild and crazy, you can take your arms up. This is your little moment to dance alone. Shake one foot out, actually try to throw yourself off balance. Shaking is actually an excellent way to work on circulation for the body. Shake the other foot out. And if you can shake both feet out, both hands and arms out at the same time, feel free to do that. It just may take you hovering to do it, okay? So you want to just switch from side to side a little bit. Couple more breaths. All right, now you're going to use the back of a chair or a desk, table, countertop. Place your hands as wide as you can, but make sure that you feel safe and secure, so you don't want to be slipping off, okay? So hands as wide as you can, ideally about shoulder distance apart. And then you're going to walk your feet back. And we're working here towards making an L shape, or an upside down L shape really. But the point of this is to get length in the spine. And also, as we start to bring the head a little bit lower, putting the head lower towards the floor is one way that we literally help to calm the brain. So please don't press your head and chest down like this. That will probably just give you a shoulder ache. Keep your head up high enough that you can see your upper arms out of the corners of your eyes, all right? So you're not actually trying to press your chest and head as low as possible. Now, if the backs of your legs or your spine feels tight, which for 99% of you it will, that's totally normal. Bend your knees here so that you can get more length out of your spine. Keep your knees bent, and then return your attention to your breath. We'll just be here for 2 more breaths. If it feels good, try to inhale for another count or 2, so stretching the in-breath. And exhale for a count or 2, stretching your exhale. 1 more inhale. And then take all the time in the world to exhale. Now real slowly, walk your feet forward to stand up. And just pause for a moment. Let the blood recirculate. Have to take a moment to acclimate there. And then just bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your abdomen again. And with your eyes open or closed, just notice how you feel. Notice what's happening in your brain. Notice if your breath feels a little bit easier than when we started. Notice if you feel some blood flow, some more energy throughout your body. And now I'm going to sit back down on the chair. If you're more comfortable coming onto your back and lying down, feel free to do that. We're going to take a little breathing practice to close. As I mentioned in the beginning, there are thousands of ways to breathe, and there's lots of breathing practices that are types of meditation. So think of this breathing practice as a way to coordinate and link your mind with your breath. Remember that the more air, the more breath we have, the healthier we are, both physically and mentally. But when we give our brain a little bit of a task in a breathing practice, it then is a type of meditation because the brain has to work a little bit. It has that single point of focus, and we get the benefits of the breath at the same time. So either be on your back or seated here. And first, just place your hands wherever they're most comfortable. You can have your palms down, palms up. Notice what feels best on your shoulders. And you can have your eyes open or closed, whatever's most comfortable. And first, exhale all of your breath out. Take a couple of smooth breaths. And again, notice where you can feel the movement of your breath. It's going to be a lot of little places. And then I'm going to talk you through a breathing practice, and it's called the counted breathing practice. You're first going to inhale to the count of 3 and exhale to the count of 4. And then you're going to inhale to 4 and exhale to 5. So we're making the exhales just 1 count longer. We're going to do this until you're inhaling to 7, exhaling to 8. Now, if stretching your breath is new for you, this may be a little challenging. Just do your best. And over time, your capacity for a longer breath cycle will increase. Okay? So just do your best for today and know that it will change. And I'll talk you through it. Okay? So get yourself comfortable. Exhale all of your breath out. And then together, inhale, 2, 3, exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Last one. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now just relax your breath. You may want to take a couple of exhales out through your mouth. And without any judgment or even opinion, simply notice. Notice how you feel. Notice any thoughts in particular happening in your mind. Again, try to notice without attachment to them, without judgment about them. And just let your breath be natural. Relax your chest and your stomach. And then bring your palms to face down on your thighs. Or if you're on the floor, palms on the floor. And just get a little grounded there through your hands. Actually press down some. And we'll take one more clearing breath together. Before we do that, think of something that you wish to fill up with. What do you feel like you really need? And think of something that you wish to clear out. What don't you need right now? Keep those two things in mind. And through your nose, inhale. Fill up with exactly what you need. Fill up as much as possible. And then picture what you don't need, and through your mouth, exhale. So thanks so much for joining me today. If you do just a little bit of breath work a day, and it could be while standing and doing your dishes. It could be in the car, in traffic. That's a really good place to breathe. You don't necessarily have to make a designated time, where everything is quiet and serene to have a breathing practice. And having a breathing practice for most people on this planet, I believe would change the world. Even if it's 30 seconds in your car or a minute and you lock yourself in the bathroom because you're stressed out. Taking the time to breathe, the beauty of it is that we can do it anywhere. If you have time to move and breathe and exercise and all the rest, that's great too. But remember that little moments and little things really do add up to big changes. So even if you don't have 30 minutes in the day yet, you may have 30 seconds in the car or while loading your dishwasher. And remember, it doesn't have to be anything fancy. First, just notice what you're thinking, then notice what naturally is occurring when you breathe, and then simply try to breathe a little deeper in and out. And that will help to calm our nervous system, help to relieve stress and anxiety. And it's like putting money in the bank. don't do this just when you feel stressed out of your mind. Try to make some routine, even if it's once a week. And that adds up so that you will eventually stress less. Okay, thanks so much for joining me. And take the time to move and breathe as much as possible. Have a great rest of your day.